We had a very wonderful session yesterday regarding how food can control our energy, each organ. Today, our Basara sir is continuing the session, how the food is balancing our body. Thank you and good evening, Basara sir. Now you're welcome to our session. Now you can take care of, sir. Thank you. Thank you all. Be
Good
with
evening.
us till the end of the session. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, all. So yesterday we are discussing about the influences of different things, aspects while healing. So yesterday we discussed about how different way our healing influencing. So we took on examples from one of the participants and we discussed that. So today we will elaborate our session. So yesterday, as we discussed the different emotions and different intellectual which we incubate in us, that changes the organ patterns, that changes the organ performance. So that leads to even towards cure or towards disease. It's a completely, you are guiding your body through your thought. So few of the thoughts, few of the thinking patterns, yesterday we discussed about desires, planning, responsibility, many more. Before going to the food aspects, I want to quote one example. So I just treated, last Saturday I treated one lady. Her name is, I think, Geeta. Today she came with, she's around 50 to 53 age. She came with another 3 people, her sisters and her mother, 82 years old. Normally, which I observe, the people, they come to our wellness center. First, they will take one treatment, few sessions with us. When we balance the body energies, when they feel good, they will take, they will bring their families. So I'm feeling better. Please, can you consult my daughter, sister, father, mother, like that. So I think today's examples, which suits what we discussed yesterday. With one session, she brought whole family. I told, you're bringing all, you take few sessions. If you're feeling good, if you thought you're healing in a natural way and reducing medicines, then you can refer others. Then she quoted very clearly one statement saying that, sir, since many years, I'm not feeling the emotions. I am not responding to my family emotionally. Many people doing many things, my son, daughter, husband, sister, but I'm unable to feel it. So what treatment I given last week, last Saturday. From that moment, I got my life back. I'm experiencing each and emotions, every emotions now. So what may be the things which happened within a week? Can you guess? What happened? Within a week, she's feeling everything. Before 1 week, no responsive to emotions and feeling blank. Yesterday, we discussed about one of the participants. She told due to a lot of family and emotional stress. So she got heart blocks, some heart issues. Due to that, her mind become restless and anxiety, some sort of things she told. So that we connected and we told. And yesterday we discussed we are triggering the body with many different ways. And we are taking the food which doesn't have essence. We are taking most of the hybrid food which simply reduces the essence and raises the empty heat. That heat goes to heart and triggers the mind. And few more examples we've seen the stress and desires and responsibilities. And many more things which triggers your body continuously. Due to that triggering, your body yang energy will rise. In Ayurveda, we call it as a pitta. So that will rise towards the upper body. Due to the nature of fire is moving upward. The the first organ which affects with excess of yang energy is heart, because which is carrying the maximum yang energy in the body. So when heart get triggered automatically, so whether it's required or not, heart is sending the energy to mind, and which triggers your mind to make you restless, continuous thoughts, and anxiety, irritation, and all. So, here, what you are feeling emotions, it's because of the imbalance in the body, and which is you affecting your heart and mind. I think this is the summary what we discussed yesterday. Am I right? In the body, I took the example kidney essence or kidney meridian. So like that, we can take different meridians in the body that can be correlated. So what I quoted the examples of in today's my clinical experience. In her case, here the yang is triggered. Due to that, madam told some anxiety and restlessness, and maybe some fear, a few more things. In the similar way, sometimes due to body chi stagnation or energy stagnation, or due to more kapha energy in the body, chi will stagnate. It's unable to move. Your energy is not moving, which is called chi stagnation. Anybody can guess why chi stagnates? There's 100 of reasons. We'll discuss 3 4 different cause for the chi stagnation. So the first thing for the chi stagnation is maybe a blood deficiency. If blood is deficient in the body, because chi is invisible, but the ancient healers, they believe that the chi will be there in the form of blood, and chi is guiding the blood. If chi is not moving, means blood is not moving in the body. Why blood is not moving in the body? Maybe blood stagnation or blood deficiency. Your body doesn't have enough blood to move the chi, to follow the chi. So this may be many reasons. Your intake of the food is completely processed, completely genetically modified, and means hybrid, and yourself not giving importance to the nutritious of the food. Simply eating something without uh, nourishing your body and just filling your stomach. So that makes over the period of the time, it makes kidney essence deficiency. That in turn makes blood deficiency, and blood is deficient, chi will stagnate. When chi is not moving in the body, automatically your body is unable to move the more blood to the heart and as well as to the mind. When the blood is not rushing to the mind, what happens? You are unable to respond emotionally. Got it? When your body stagnates due to more kapha or more dampness or more yin energy or more coldness in the body, so that makes a chi deficiency in the heart. In turn, it is unable to move or rush the blood to mind. And mind deficiency with blood, automatically, if you are not giving blood to mind, means there is no raw materials. Obviously, it is end up with unable to respond to external emotions. Sometimes you might have seen some kids, father and mother scolding daily, and they are not responding. Just less and behaving very rude or not responsive and not taking care of the people around them and feeling depressed always and feeling lonely. All these things because there is a deficiency of the blood and deficiency of the chi. The stagnation of the chi makes a deficiency of the nourishment to the mind. You might have seen many people, they are surrounding with people, still they are feeling the loneliness. And many people, they have everything, still they feel depressed. Why? It is not their problem. Don't blame anybody. If anybody feeling something different and depressed and low means there is some problem in the body. If you solve that issues in the body, it may be chi stagnation or chi deficiency or blood deficiency or essence deficiency or more dampness in the body, whatever it may be. As a healer, it's our responsibility to give, to treat the imbalances in the energies. With that, we can correct any emotions. So, was what I quoted the example one lady Gita. I just given only one point. Liver to sedation. I think overall TM students are there in this class. They are understanding better. What is the role of liver? 2 point. I just applied methi oil only for 10 minutes. With that, she got back the 10 years back life. And she got magical output. Not only one or two, we've seen the thousands of cases. If you go and read any textbooks, they will written liver 2 is a liver fire point. If you sedate liver 2, it is sedating the liver heat. But we tested and we can prove it's wrong. Liver 2 sedation, it won't reduce liver heat. Intense, it reduces the liver coldness and eliminates the chi stagnation. With 1 point, we can bring out any people feeling depressed, lonely, and emotionless, and less responsive, and feeling like foggy mind, unable to take the decisions. They're always depending on others' opinion. For all of them, this TM course which we designed with only 25 acupuncture points, which is able to bring the great changes in you physically and emotionally. For kids, I'm not suggesting to use liver to sedation. You can handle them in different way. But for elders, you can try this. And you can see the great changes within a week. You just tell me any emotions that can be correlated to the any one of the organ or meridian or tissue, and that can be rectified with acupuncture and marma points, and it is possible. So regarding liver 2 point, you can just Google it, you get it. Or here is the point. I'll just show you. This is the point. Towards index finger, and this is the point. Can we treat dialysis people? So one drawback of dialysis is when you treat patient whose creatinine level is 2, 3, 4, or 5 or 6, his body will respond how you treat. But once the patient starts with the dialysis, forcefully we are taking the water from other part and cleansing and sending back. So when you are doing water metabolism with some other external instrument, your body thoughts that the kidney is now no more required. And naturally, after dialysis, a few more months or years, your kidney nephrons will close, will shrink it. So you can treat dialysis patient before dialysis. You can treat any kidney patients and we can bring down the creatine level and uric acid level and all before dialysis. Once dialysis starts, your energy medicine won't influence the people, patient. So be careful. So before taking dialysis, make sure that there should be a last option. Clear? You understood? So when you are giving treatment in the emotion level to reduce restlessness, fear, and anxiety, or to reduce the blood rushing to mind. So intense, you have to reduce the yang energy in the body. For that, we are using different points. And at the same time, the person feeling lonely, depressed, and emotionless, for them, you have to raise the yang and reduce the yin energy. For that, we are using different points. Don't use liver to points oftenly. This little powerful point, it raises more heat in the body, and of course it may chances of making you some other heat related issues. To avoid this, in a TM course we will teach you for each and every points what will be the precondition before treating any point. We will teach you what is the precondition you should observe, the symptoms, tongue and pulse. If you find out some liver stagnation or liver coldness symptoms in the pulse, in the tongue, and as well as in the symptoms, then only you can give the liver tube. We will also teach you how should observe. That is more important. In normal regular acupuncture points, we just treat and leave the patient. But here is not like that. In TM, after giving every point, we are observing the patient keenly. After 3 days, what are the changes? After 1 week, what are all the changes? After 2 weeks, what are all the changes? We are not giving any points daily. We give treat weekly once or 2 weeks once. If required, only weekly twice. Why? Because for each and every point, we should wait and observe what are all the changes it is bringing. It's not like that I know some points I will treat. No, it is not your requirement. It's a patient's requirement. To give liver to sedation, patient has to meet some requirements. Then only we will give. So all the TM students who are all attended last 2 years, you people can try because you know the counterpoint, how to balance it. Others just wait for a course and you can learn and then you can use. Definitely you can see the great changes for each and every points which we treat. Clear? So yes, Kamal, you are right. So liver to sedation also chances of raising the blood pressure because it's raising the yang energy. When it rises the yang energy, it won't rises only in the liver, only in the heart, or only in the mind, and that makes you feel better. No, it also increases pressure in the blood veins also. So that's what before giving, we'll observe the set of preconditions. Is it clear how we are controlling the mind emotions through our controlling our body through food and lifestyle and as well as through emotions and physical activity. You can control and calm your mind and you can lead peaceful life. That is possible by just strengthening the body and balancing the body energies. But if you say any emotional imbalance, what doctors will do? What doctors will do? Like yesterday, Meghana Jaipur, someone told, no? So she is treated with art, but problem is there in the kidney meridian. Even in the emotional and mind problem also, doctor will treat the mind by giving the anti-anxiety medicines and the antidepressant medicines. They treat the nervous system and mind. It's completely wrong. It's a completely the wrong way of handling the patient. If you block the mind, you won't feel anything at all. That's completely, and that medicine works only for 1 or 2 days. If you leave medicines, again you will be the same problem. Because you should not treat in the mind, you should treat in the heart and body. So there's a millions of people they're suffering with emotional disorders. According to WHO, World Health Organization, they're saying that the 30% of the populations they're suffering with emotional imbalance. So with these techniques, you can help the people. You can bring out from that loop. You can give the new life. It is possible only when you understand the rule of emotions and food on body and mind. And you can give successful treatment only when you correlate both. You should not see any single part of the body individually. Even your nose and ears and lips and ears, everything is interlinked. If you touch any meridian or any energy, through that you can influence our other meridians and other tissue. Got it? Any questions? Your balancing body and mind and avoiding medicine. And there is a chances of bulbul. I'm not telling the quality of the blood, even amount of the blood also matters a lot. Even though your hemoglobin may be 10 or 12, that is not the only one parameter you can count. If you're already having BP, for BP also, there is a different cause. The blood pressure rises in the body with due to excess of yang and as well as due to excess of yin. If the root cause of the blood pressure is due to excess of yin, then you can use the liver to sedation. That will bring down the BP. But if you are the root cause of the IBP due to yin deficiency in the kidney, stomach, and liver, then my suggestion is don't use livers too. So for every patient, for every point, there is a precondition you should check. OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. It is digestive disorder, madam. Many people, they're suffering with OCD, washing hands hundred of times, cleaning house hundred of times, changing dress, touching nose, and doing some or other activity repeatedly. I'm asking simple question. Who will hold in the body? If you want to hold something, who is responsible for that? I'll give you one full plate pizza. Who will hold it? It is it's a complete digestive tract. Spleen, stomach, small intestine, and large intestine. So, if person is showing OCD symptoms means if something is unable to leave, am I right? Some thought is coming to his mind. Some thought is coming to his mind. It is unable to come out of that thought. Again and again, that thought is repeating back, saying that your hands are not clean. Wash again, wash again, wash again. That means your digestion system is so weak, it is unable to send the toxins out. You can't treat successfully any OCD without strengthening the digestion system. Am I right? Something you should clean your mind means first you should clean your body. For example, don't eat anything for 2 days. Yes, Mary, how is your mind if you're not giving any food for 24 hours to 48 hours? Whole day you're not taking food. How is your mind by end of the day? It is not running at all. If anybody talks and asks also, will simply silent. Why? If stomach is having, if it is not having food, Mind will be also, it's not having any thoughts. That means if stomach is empty, mind is empty. Do you agree this? Is it true? If stomach is empty, mind is also empty. So that means for a OCD people, the full of thoughts is repeating again and again. Some thoughts repeatedly it is coming means some food is stagnating in the body, it is not going out. Either in the stomach or in the duodenum or intestine, the food is stagnating. Your body is unable to send out the toxin. After any process, after any digestion, there is a cleansing process. Every day clean your house, no? Why? Doing so many activities in the house. Due to that, there is some byproduct. The dustbin is filled. You have to throw it out every day. Like that, you're taking so many food and other stuff, juices and water and all. After absorbing water and food nutritions, the rest has to be thrown out. If your digestion system is unable to throw out the toxins or bowel, that causes the OCD. And if you take treatment for 1 decade, means 10 years with a psychiatrist doctor, not even single day he will treat your digestion system. For 10 years, he will put into a antidepressant drugs. He is working on nervous system and mind. The view of emotions and mind is completely wrong in the modern science. It's completely wrong. Strengthen your digestion system, give strength to the stomach muscles so that it will throw out the toxins. So that your mind also throw out all the unwanted thoughts in the mind. Then you are free from OCD. I treated a number of people in my clinical experience, and it is possible. Of course, every day people are putting a nonsense stuff to the stomach. They will think that is a dustbin. In that case, without giving food modification, it is not easy to treat OCD. It takes long time. If you follow up the food and emotions together, then it will be easy. If you go with counseling and psychiatric, you will be there in the loop again. I've seen many people, they are leading life with the help of drugs and they're not getting solutions years together. So not only one or two, the many meridians or organs are responsible for severe chronic emotional imbalances. It may be any emotions that requires careful observation and diagnosis and continuous monitoring and follow-up. If you do it right way, then you will get very good output. For that, we should understand the relationship between mind and body and relationship between your thoughts and meridians and chakras. Then you can make the right diagnosis and right acupuncture or marma point, and you can change the thoughts. Clear? Any questions on this mind and body relationship? Yes, you can unmute and talk. Punya.
Sir, good evening.
Good evening.
Sir, I have my niece who is who is a OCD patient, severe OCD she has, and she will not allow her own parents to come into the house and do anything for her. She wants to do everything. She will do herself, and she will keep washing her hands, her feet, on and off. But at the same time, you are right. She takes maximum this refined food, that pasta, Maggie, and these all things, the cakes and all, which is really harmful. But she has motions daily, but she has severe this thing. Whenever she has her period, she has severe menorrhagia, excessive bleeding. For 8-10 days, she keeps on having this bleeding problem, sir.
Okay. Madam, you can start treatment further with the UB64 sedation.
Pardon, UB?
UB64 sedation, you can start with that.
64. And she is very annoyed, very annoyed. She keeps throwing things and getting angry and hits anything with whatever is in her hand. So that restless and that severe means violent she becomes at times.
Don't worry, we have solution for it. Just continuously monitor and give the treatment weekly once or 2 weeks once.
Okay. So first I'll start with this UB64 sedation, sir.
Yes, because along with her emotions, physically she is feeling excessive bleeding means there is a heat in the urinary bladder and ovaries.
Okay.
So that is our body is only telling from where you have to start the treatment.
Okay. Right.
Okay. So all the best. You just put a
Thank you
few
so
weeks
much.
or few months effort and you can see the new person.
Right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. So just have a short break. We will come back in 5 minutes. So meanwhile, if you have any questions, just put it in the chat box. And after the break, if you want, you can raise your hand. We will unmute you.
Dear friends, small announcement. As you know that the admission for Basava therapy or the traditional energy medicine has started already. Once it's filled with 100 participants, we will close the admission. Then you have to wait for another 6 months to get a new course. Then only you can get an admission and you can enter into. The thing is that Basara sir gives so many classes on free of course basis also. Majority of them we know that it is very useful to the healers, but we will give the recordings only in the particular group where you are in the uh, attending the course. So if you want to attend the course, please join immediately. Another thing, in that TEM diploma course students, he will give some upgradations in on 1 month or 2 months interval. He will give the upgradation also. So anybody would like to join the course, please join immediately. Thank you.
So welcome back. Mm. So all OCD, anything. So that has to be treated with by spleen and liver meridian only. That regarding treatment we will discuss later. Any questions on mind and body? Yes, Subodh.
Namaste, sir.
Namaskara.
Sir, this through food, how we can balance the mind? Like in your courses, before I used to balance the daily life through points. After refreshing through Joshi's Kerala group, and they have conducted a lot of classes. So now I am balancing yin and yang by the food.
That's great.
So thank you very much for the knowledge. So up to what extent food will balance the mind?
Right question. Always food has the first priority to mind. Okay. So if you are not aware of much about meridians and acupuncture points and marma points, you can try with the food itself. As we quoted two things, excess yin and excess yang. So in the both the ways, you can try with food, and with that, some extent you'll get the results. For example, let's take excess of yang energy. If anybody having excess of yang and mind restlessness, anger and irritation, the first thing you should reduce. I will tell you what to reduce then instead of what you have to eat. Overall, having excess of emotions or excessive behavior or some physical symptoms which is leading to the hyperactivity. It may be IBS or anxiety, it may be a restlessness, or it may be a constipation, ear fall, or lack of bone density, and many more. If the excess of pitta nature is there, the first thing, I'm just telling today's people and observing and all, what you need to be reduced first. The first influence on your mind is always a sour food. The first and primary culprit is the sour food. Sour is representing wind energy in the body. Wind is the beginning of the yang energy. If anybody of you are suffering with the yang or yin deficiency symptoms, feeling always heat, or some diabetic neuropathy and burning sensation, hair fall, sleeplessness, disturbed sleep, and premature ejaculation, skin irritation, itching, all these things comes under indeficiency or yang excess. Here the heat will be more in the body and as well as in the mind. So that is making you irritate and trigger your mind. So first thing, reduce the sore so that you can reduce the excess wind energy in the body and you can cool down your mind and relax your mind. If you want to make calm and relaxed mind, for that the primary food is sour. In this sour again, here also I am telling you ascending order, in descending order. The highest wind energy carries is lemon, then orange, then tamarind, then vinegar and tomato. So the first most important thing, nature itself, the tree, even tree has its own intelligence and tree has its own emotions. Every species in this universe has a primary goal. What is the primary goal? What is the primary aim of the any species in this world? Maybe animal or plant or a bird, whatever it may be. It is not survival, it is to reproduce, to continue its generation. Every tree, every bird, every animal, that is the primary goal of the life, to carry out, to continue its generation. So even tree has to continue its generation. How? It has to produce the seeds. When seeds are not fully grown, then that time it is not allowing any animals or bird to eat that fruit. So that's what the fruit is sour in taste. It is sour in taste because that nature, the tree is telling it is not to eat. You should not eat. Of course, you can eat this very minimal quantity. That too, the condition is your yin should more and yang should less. So that is what in our Indian tradition we prepare pickles, especially The Andhra pickles are very famous. So in pickles, what we do? How much you eat? You eat half kg, 1 kg at a time? No. Very little. Don't take any vitamin C supplements. It's not required. We have enough food which gives the vitamin C. So that means sour should not be eaten who is already having stomach and liver heat. If you have gastritis, if you have excess burning sensation, excess of ear fall, or headache, or IBP, or constipation, any of excess heat symptoms, those people avoid the sour as much as possible. The sour is a medicine that should be used who are all having iron deficiency in excess, plus it should be used in minimal quantity. But nowadays, most of the housewives, they are putting one lemon in the chitrana, and they're also making so many food with very high sour taste. Listen here, the lifespan of your taste buds is only 5 days. What you train to your taste buds for 5 days, it will learn it. For example, just avoid the sour and salt for 5 days. 6th day, you can't heat your small quantity of the sour and salt. Have you tried this? Especially when you're in fasting or when you're in doing diet. If you avoid the any taste for 5 days, 6th day you can't eat. For example, daily you are not eating bitter. Is it possible to eat bitter now? Go and eat one neem leaves. Is it possible? You can't, no? Why you can't eat one neem leaf? Because daily you are not eating it. Once in Ugadi, once in a while you are eating. Similarly, if you eat that bitter neem leaves for 10 days, by 11th day, it will become like palak. The neem leaves feel like a palak leaves for you. You can eat how much you want. How? Because you trained your taste buds to eat the bitter. Actually, it's wrong. You should not take too much bitter. That makes that reduces the heart yang energy and raises the heart yin energy. That is not good. That is not safe. Similarly, sour also. Sour is unnecessarily triggering your liver and stomach and creating hyperacidity and the extra secretion of gall and bile juice and hydrochloric acid and all. With that, you are already getting n number of diseases and symptoms. Upon that, again you are doing it the same. If you have heat symptoms or excess wind, avoid lemon, orange, and tamarind and vinegar. You can't avoid completely. You just use very little quantity of tomato. That is, order wise is very less sour and very less wind energy. Got an idea? The sour is required to create the momentum, but it should be taken occasionally and minimum quantity. Even mangoes also, you should not eat unripened mangoes. That causes your liver indeficiency. Most of the mangoes which is available in the market, they are not completely ripened. They are forcefully ripened. They are forcefully ripened with methylene something. Eat mangoes. It's very good, but eat the mangoes which is completely ripened. Got it? This is the thing I'm telling you to reduce the wind or pitta. Kamaljit. To reduce pitta or wind. To reduce excess yang so that to make your mind calm. The third important thing to avoid is onion. Still, I remember in my childhood days, my mother used to bring onion 1 kg or 1.5 kg for whole month. That too, we have 10 members in a house. For a 10 members house, my mother used to balance with 1 or 1.5 kgs of onion. But in today's cooking style, you just watch any cooking channel in YouTube, and most of your wives who are cooking, they are using 2 to 3 kgs of onion per week. Onion is increasing your pitta like anything. Onion, when you take in raw format, it reduces the pitta. But the moment you eat, boil it, fry it, it becomes pitta. Onion has to be eaten in raw format. Avoid eating onion, the cooked onions, which rises your pitta. When it rises the pitta, which rises heat, in turns, it reduces or it it will thin your kidney essence. If you eat cooked onion, it reduces the bone density and reduces your kidney essence, and it will make thinning of your sexual vital fluid, and that makes you more extra desireful because of the heat. So that's what most of my friends, the most of our Brahmin and Jain friends, they won't eat onion. If you ask why you are not eating this, they don't know. They will tell, in my home we won't eat, that's it. Means Jains and Brahmins, they're following our tradition. In our Indian tradition, the onion is banned. It is used very rarely because it raises the heat and reduces the vital fluids. People are bringing 10 kgs to house. They are losing their energy. Especially if you are in young, you are eating somewhat, you will recover. The overall 40 plus age, I'm telling you to avoid 90%. I'm not telling you to quit, stop. It is not possible in today's environment. At least consciously you reduce 80 to 90%. You can avoid so many acute and chronic diseases. Raw onions won't reduce the kidney essence. To avoid cooked one. Raw onion you can't eat more. You can eat 1 or 2 pieces. You can eat raw onion. There is no wrong with it. I'm telling you cooked onion. Along with it, avoid packet food. Here, try to avoid the food which is using preservatives. Onion with curd, it will cool the body. Onion with buttermilk, it will cool your body. That usually taken in the summer seasons. Packet food and hybrid food, which raises your pitta and raises yang energy and makes you restlessness. While cooking vegetables, instead of onion, you can use cabbage. That will make similar rule. Clear? Fine. Corn flake and biscuits. All crispy food. Are heat in nature. All crispy foods are taking water content from your body. You do one thing, keep your cornflake, rusk, biscuits outside for 1 or 2 hours. What happens? It will absorb the moisture from the atmosphere and it will become soft. Yes or no? Don't eat baked ones. That not at all suits for our Indian nature, Indian environment. Who will eat baked food? Crispy food? Who are there in cold countries? Their temperature where the temperature is dropping less than 5, less than 10, less than 0. Those people can eat crispy food. Understood? Being in South India or India or Bombay and eating crispy food means you are losing the essence. You are losing body water content. Don't do that. Clear it? Any doubts? No more doubt? Yes. Pitta will affect both yin and yang organ. Regarding wheat, millets, and rice and spices, we'll discuss tomorrow. So today we discussed about sour food, onion, and crispy foods. Okay. Few more things, important things, because food itself is a ocean. So we have only 3 days. So 2 days over, one more day is left. So how much possible we will cover tomorrow. And remaining, when you are attending the course, there we will cover in detail. Okay. Thank you, George, Lalita madam. See you tomorrow. Good night. Regarding fruits and raw vegetables, we will discuss tomorrow. Okay. Good night.
Thank you, Besara sir. Thank you, all participants. Again, tomorrow we will gather here to know more about raw vegetables and fruits. Thank you, sir.